Welcome back to Halftime Report on CNBC-TV18. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be discussing the auto sector. GST surely is giving it a boost, but Cess, does that become a concern for auto dealers? And where is that headed for the industry? What is the demand trend now going on as well? So to understand all of that, we have Naveen Philip, MD of Popular Vehicles and Services, as well as Arun Malhotra, auto industry expert, as well as former MD at Nissan. Mr. Philip, as well as Mr. Malhotra, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Naveen, I'm going to start with you. Now, overall, there's a concern that comes in on the GST front, right? So could you help us understand currently what is the overhang that is there, maybe because of the Cess credit that comes in? And, what is the request that is sent from the industry? What are the concerns that are coming in on that front?
Yeah, I think so. So all vehicles, including if you look at starting from an Alto, there is a cess of 1%, going up till a cess of 22% for the larger or the more luxury vehicles per se. So if you look at, there's an input cess that is there on all dealership books because we have bought vehicles from the manufacturers and this input cess is lying on that account. Now, as per the original notification, I think the cess was supposed to be there till March 31st, 2022, and then it got extended till 2026, which means ideally, if the government keeps that option open, then all dealers and manufacturers, I think, will be able to get the entire output cess also as such. If it is going to be closed as on September 30th, 22nd or 21st, then I don't think we will be able to compensate the output cess per se. And I think across, and FAD has come out with the approximate value of 2,500 crores lying in all dealership books as such. And this is a huge amount for any dealership to bear per se. So I think the ask from the dealership community is for at least give a relief period till December 31st or till the original period that was March 31st, 2026.
Okay. Mr. Malhotra, comment on this. The second point would be if maybe by 22nd of September you're not able to use that cess. Is there any clarity on what you do with that? Will the government be giving you some refund on that? If it lapses currently, what happens with the liquidity situation for small dealers? Do you think it could cause major disruption when it comes to the lower ban of this particular sector?
Well, as Naveen mentioned, originally, since cess is disappearing from 22nd of September, it would lapse. Now there was a notification of government, it will be there 31st March. But I think whatever the statements I've read in the media from the Income Tax Department, from the Excise GST Department, they say cess will lapse. Now options are two. Basically, one is the liability, which Naveen talked of. The other option is that a lot of companies have stopped billing vehicles, but you can still retail till 21st. And based on the retail, you can get some benefit of the cess on that. But it works on two theories. That one is that you will not invoice new vehicles from the company, which generally won't happen, and others you are able to retail at that point of time. The challenge is that the Shraddh period or the inauspicious period, which is there in 50% per country, has started from 8th. And even customers generally like to take deliveries or need to invoice after 21st. So it's a catch-22 situation. I link it something like a T20 match where the Duckworth-Lewis method is operating. Will the Duckworth-Lewis method, will it lapse on 21st or you'll get the full overs? That has to be seen.
So there is no clarification, so to say, from the government yet. We are still awaiting the notification, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There is no clarification. But as per the original rule which exists, if you are able, when the cess ceases, if you're able to utilize that cess in terms of your retailing till 21st, you will be able to take benefit of that. That is as per the present law. Even on that, there is no sharp clarification. But as far as Naveen was saying, clearly there is some statements from the government that 21st, since cess doesn't exist, it will lapse. If it lapses, whatever the dealers and the new small dealers or the new dealers who don't have a cess credit account, they'll be the big sufferers.
Mr. Philip, then, could you highlight what would be that amount right now for you all as well? If it lapses, then what is it that you're bearing for the cost for yourself?
So if you look at most dealers, I'm saying large dealers like us would have a cess account of at least running into about 15 to 20 crores, which would be the amount that will be there. And as Arun's mentioned, a part of this would get offset between now and 22nd, but since this is not the most auspicious period, the number of vehicles that can be retailed out would be a question mark. Two, most of the customers, while there's a demand and there's a lot of inquiries for it, you're also looking at what would be the pricing post the 22nd. And the third factor is the road tax amount. So it is only on the new price, the price is lower, then it's on the new price that the road tax would be applicable. So all these factors put together, people would tend to wait beyond the 22nd. So that is the catch-22 situation that we are in. But as you asked, approximately all large dealers would be having about 15 to 18 crores in terms of the cess account.
All right, that would be a big amount if we calculate per dealer. But in that case, Mr. Philip, you know, a lot of these companies have already started announcing price cuts for cars. Are you seeing those initial inquiries, or because of this Shraddh period, we are still not getting that? And as you said, till 21st, you can still use it. So it's of course that catch-22 situation Mr. Malhotra also mentioned. So what's happening with inquiries currently, and have you all made a representation already to the government?
Yeah. So the FADA and the CM, I think both have represented to the government. So hopefully there is going to be some relief from that side. But as we said, that till 21st September, in terms of inquiries, the inquiries are very robust. The inquiries at the dealership level are very high in terms of the GST across all segments of cars and commercial vehicles per se. But the only problem is in terms of actual retailing out, and people are tending to wait.
Also, Mr. Philip, are OEMs adjusting those dealer commissions post GST cuts as well? And, then what will that do to margins also?
So margins would remain the same. There's no problem in terms of the margins. And in fact, most OEMs, actually all OEMs have started compensating in terms of the price cuts that have been happening. So as you rightly said, all OEMs have announced that the post-GST prices, post-22nd prices are applicable today, and that they're compensating dealers to ensure that that pricing goes out into the market. So we are now hoping that the government would do its part in terms of trying to resolve the cess issue.
Okay. Mr. Malhotra, just a quick one. Festive season, yes, right now Shraddh period is going on, but in festive season, are you expecting to see a pickup? And would we see entry-level segments pick up, SUV pick up? What is your expectation?
So, actually, if you look at it, both at the entry level below 4 meters, which is 65% of the market, there's a drop from 28 to 31% to 18%. But even in vehicles which are above 4 meters, which generally taxation along GST and cess was 45 to 50, there also there's a drop of 8%. So effectively, the prices post from 22nd September, as far as GST is concerned, would go down from 7 to 9%. So clearly there'll be upswing, which is anyway it coinciding the festival season. But I think the moot question is, September, October will be great, but is it a consistent momentum, or is it a flash in the pan and then we are back to old ways? Prices do go down by 7%, but the demand elasticity of vehicles of 20 lakhs, if suppose even you go down by 7%, does the customer who's not thinking of buying will start buying? That's a good question. So effectively, sharp upswings in the next 2-3 months. Later, I think the overall economy, the buoyancy, the entire ecosystem in the world, that will have a major role to play than the GST cut.
Absolutely. Is it just going to be this first 2-3 months? Is it going to continue? That's going to be the key question. But thank you so much, Mr. Philip, as well as Mr. Malhotra, for joining us, explaining us the whole cess situation, as well as in terms of the demand trends for the auto sector. On that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back with more market as well as stock-specific action after the break.